Kim at Peakview Farm in the Missouri Ozarks, where we produce pasture-raised, non-GMO chicken, pork, and eggs, and 100% pasture-raised, no-grain beef and lamb. And today we're going to do a demonstration on how to fry or deep fry chicken leg quarters that we sell. So when we cut up our chickens, we use our leg quarters and we put them in a vacuum sealed bag so that they don't get freezer burned. So these have been thawed out and we're going to open the package. The other ones have already been done, but I wanted to show you what they look like coming out of our package. So here we have the leg quarters, which is the leg and the thigh together. And we want to separate those before we fry them so that they will all cook evenly. So we're going to cut those. You're going to want to flip the leg quarter over on its back, and you can see just a line of fat here, and that's where the joint is going to be. So if you move it back and forth, you can feel the joint, and that's exactly where you need to be cutting. It's right here along the fat line. The other one's been a lot easier than that. All right, so then we're going to put this in our pan with the others. And we'll do one of these again so you can see it again. So again, here's this line of fat right here, and that's right where you want to be cutting. You can feel that's where the joint is. You want to cut right along the joint. And in the skin as well. And we're going to add those to our pan. Today I've got Peyton here to help me, and we're going to add some buttermilk to our pan of chicken. So we don't have buttermilk on hand, actually we just have regular whole milk. So in order to make it more like buttermilk, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to our milk. So go ahead and do that, Peyton, and stir that around. Then we're going to pour our milk mixture over the top of our leg quarters. Carefully, and that'll help tenderize the meat. It's already pretty tender, but it'll help it have an even better flavor. We're going to cover the meat with the milk, the buttermilk, or the milk mixture, and we're going to refrigerate them for about an hour to let them soak in the milk. Good job. Okay, we've had our legs and thighs soaking in our milk mixture for about an hour so that it has time to absorb the acid of the milk. And we're going to mix our flour and our seasonings together to get ready to dredge the meat in. So Peyton, this is 2 cups of flour. She's going to put this in our bowl. And to this, I'll take that. To this we're going to add 1½ teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon ground black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon dried powdered mustard, and 1/2 teaspoon paprika. And if you like a little more heat for your chicken, you can also add about 1/4 of a teaspoon cayenne pepper. But my kids don't like heat, so we'll stick to this. We're going to mix that flour mixture around. All right, I think it's ready. Good job. All right, so now we're gonna just take 1 piece at a time out of our milk mixture. We're going to dip it in here, and I'll let you kind of roll that around in the flour and get it all coated. And this, we'll set it on the pan as our waiting area. Okay. That looks great. Let it drip off a little bit. All right, there's another one. Alright, so we have our chicken all dredged in the flour and seasoning mixture. We've got a cast iron skillet all hot and ready to go, and we've got our pastured pork lard that we rendered. And if you want to know how to render our pork fat into pork lard, you can watch our other YouTube video on that. So we're going to add about 1 pound of our pork lard to the skillet. And you do it very carefully. There you go. I'll let you keep scooping that out. We'll let that melt and see how much we have. All right, we're ready for our next step. We've got our hot lard melted in our cast iron skillet, and we're just going to add these to the hot oil very carefully, not to splash, Peyton, so you don't burn yourself. And we're just gonna make sure they all have enough room around them so they cook thoroughly. We're gonna let them cook about 3 minutes on each side. And then we'll turn them and let them cook some more. I forgot to mention that we have our burner turned up to high heat for this, for our cast iron skillet. If it gets too hot and starts splattering, you can always turn it down a little bit. All right, these are ready to turn over for the first time, so go ahead and do that. Just carefully so you don't splash the hot grease. Grease is really sizzling, so I have to talk louder. If it's tending to pop a little bit, you can put a lid from another pan or from your cast iron skillet over the top of it to keep the splattering down a little bit while it cooks. Okay, we're gonna check these and see how they're doing. All right, this one's ready to turn again. Looking nice and brown on that side. At this point, I'm gonna add a little bit more lard to the pan, just to keep the oil level as deep as it needs to be. That'll quickly melt and help our chicken cook a little bit faster. Okay, this chicken is ready to move on to the platter. This batch is done, so Peyton, let's move this on. I've lined this tray with paper towels to soak up the extra grease from the pork lard. Okay, Peyton. Before we put the next batch in, we're going to add some more pork lard to make sure that we have a good enough depth of lard to fry our next batch in. Yep, you can go ahead and start adding them. I think we're ready to put them out of here, out of the pan. They look nice and brown. We can't wait to eat these. Our fried chicken leg quarters are done and ready to eat. Now we used 10 leg quarters for this to feed our big family. Of course you don't have to use that many. Maybe it's just 1 or 2 leg quarters, or even 4, just whatever your family size. But I'm sure you're gonna enjoy them. I know we are. We got a salad ready and we're gonna go eat. Thanks for joining us.